All right. Okay. So you want to go all in English, or we can like make it bilingual?
Make it bilingual. Sometimes I just don't understand.
All right. Uh, so before we start to practice our speaking, I have a reading. It is from a book called How to Think Bigger. It's a really cool
Mhm.
book, really nice. But here, my intention to put the reading here is let you to know some expressions and then maybe some vocabularies or how to construct a a sentence, sorry. Um, and then maybe you have like some conjunction that you can take from this reading. But before that, I want you to try to read each statement, and we move to another statement and another slide. It's a bit like another people here, so you not get boring with this activity, but let's try. Okay. Okay, so you can start to try to read the first column here.
Okay.
Mhm.
Uh, there is a common belief that genes and upbringing have a huge influence on whether someone is ambitious or not. Yet, it isn't that simple.
Okay, so from this those two sentences, which one do you think that not possible, but like, yeah, you can use in your speaking
Um,
expression or like something that you
the
might
the
use?
conjunction maybe like yeah,
Okay, what
and
else?
um, what else? Yeah, there's a
Mhm.
common belief. And the clause like that, blah blah blah.
Okay.
Is it clause? Okay, and maybe I'm doing wrong
It
on
is also
identifying.
conjunction actually.
Okay, conjunction, and I think I found that many vocabularies I found like
Mhm.
uh upbringing
Okay.
huge, and I think that's all.
Okay. So actually here you can use there's a common belief. What do you think? How can we use there's a common belief in our speaking? That's a very good expression for speaking.
Mm-hmm.
You can Google
Should
use
I
it.
give an example?
Okay, sure.
Okay, so there is a common belief that people coming from rich social economic status will be success.
Okay, good. So there is a common belief. Usually we use it for giving example, or if you want to like give a further explanation or add more statements to your previous statement. I'm like, yeah, when you want to elaborate more your statement, you can use there is a common belief. Or you can start your answer by saying there is a common belief that you can use it for your speaking part one and speaking part three. All right. And another thing I want, wait, understand. Okay. Karati, can you hear me? Oh, hopefully, yeah. Okay, so you also have whether or, that's also good for your speaking. Whether or, either or either, or neither nor, that's good for your speaking. And then let's see. from the second column here, which one? Okay, you have to try to read it first. You want to read it, please?
Maybe Rati?
Okay, I tried to reach her, but I don't know. Karati, can you hear me?
Yes, I could hear
Okay,
you
excellent.
clearly,
Okay.
but I can't see your screen. It just clicked right now.
Okay, wait.
I'm sorry, but why is it so laggy? Is it because my bad internet connection?
Say it again.
Uh, your voice and Rati is not very clear. Is it because my internet connection?
I think so because I can hear Karate's voice. Very
Okay.
clear.
Oh, yes, I could catch your slide,
Okay, good.
Miss Rizky.
All right. You don't have to call me Miss Rizky. Just go with Rizky or Rizky.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
sure.
Okay, so Kak, before I told Kak, so Siti is my sister. Sister in the undergraduate. So I told
Oh.
Siti that we should like practice reading this article first. It's not article actually, it's something, some part that I picked from a book called How to Think Bigger.
Mm.
And we try to find which expressions or which word that you might use it in your speaking.
Mm.
So besides that, I think by trying to read it first before we jump to practice speaking, we can also try to like what what people call it, like pemanasan. Pemanasan. And
Warming up.
oh yeah. And then yeah, let's see what we find as a potential research here. Okay, Kak, so we already in the second column here. May you read it for us?
Second column, the yellow one.
Yeah, yellow one with dollar.
Okay. Children of billionaires can either follow their parents' track, and build another successful billionaire company, or the cozy life can turn them into vain and unproductive people. Children born in poor family can inherit, learn helplessness, and stay poor just like their parents, or their hunger for success will drive them to improve their situation.
Okay, good. But I want to make sure how you read the parents' tracks before.
Yes, their parents' tracks. Oh,
Okay,
yeah, yes.
because
I didn't see the apostrophe.
and then I didn't hear clearly when you
Mm,
say the S sound.
mm,
So be careful because even though it's only a small things for your speaking, sometimes like the examiner is really pay attention to the S sounds because it affects the
mm,
meaning, right? So be careful. So for example, like their parents' tracks and then poor families,
mm,
right? And because besides it affect your what the meaning, it's also affect how you use the article. Like when you
mm.
say parent track, it's a like a parent track. But when you like say parent tracks, we don't need an article there,
Mm.
right? Okay.
Yes, yes.
So from this slide, I'm sorry, from this three, yeah, three sentences, do
Mm.
you think we have some expressions or do you think we have conjunction or something that you can use in your
Uh,
speaking? The potential expression.
Conjunctions, potential expressions.
Mhm.
Hmm. I would like to start the first conjunction whether someone
Okay,
is
wait,
ambitious.
whether or either.
Whether, yes, whether, either.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And for the last, maybe between and.
Okay, okay, between
Between
and
and.
yeah. Mhm.
Kind of.
Oh, so you already go to the another column.
Yes, the
Okay.
green one.
Okay, so how about the yellow one?
The yellow, yes, either. It should be, just just either, not, either or.
Okay, either or. Okay,
Mm.
and I want you guys to know. Okay, so what do you think about vain people? Do you understand the meaning? Vain people.
Faint. Faint. It's like common, but
Okay,
maybe like poor people.
yeah, something like that.
Maybe it's similar because it was blah a vein in blah blah blah, and the blah 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 is unproductive, is a bad
Yes.
vibe. So I guess the vein is also negative, but I don't know what is it.
Negative
Okay,
thing.
so see, from like reading like this, you can find the new vocabulary that you might use in your speaking, right? Vain people is like
Oh,
you do nothing. You are people that you just said because you already have like that money. I don't think that you have to work. I already have money. Like you
Mm.
live for nothing.
mm.
Okay,
Kind
that's
of
it.
useless.
Yeah, useless people.
Useless people.
Okay, so you can use that for your speaking. And then, okay, this one also, or their hunger for their hunger for success. You will be like, I can say it is possible for you to find, not find, but encounter with topic that related to this, yeah, related to this article or related to this topic as well, about success, about how you're making money. So maybe you can use this. The hunger of success make me or drive me, blah blah blah. So you can use that as an expression, right?
Expression.
Instead,
Yes.
yeah, instead of saying like, what's encourage me, you can say like, the hunger of blah 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 makes me to blah blah blah, or encourage me to blah blah blah. That's more like a little bit advanced.
Hmm.
Mhm. Okay, the last one. The last one. Kok Kak sih? Siti, can you read it for me? For us?
Okay, the last one ya Kak.
Mhm.
If there is one thing we can say about upbringing and ambitions, if it's that there is no clear correlation between your background and what you are going to achieve in life.
Yeah. You can say achieve, you can say achieve as well.
Sorry Kak, was it?
You can say achieve, you can say achieve.
Achieve.
Achieve or achieve, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. So which expression that you guys think we can use it? It's really good. It's a really good expression you can use for your speaking.
If blah blah blah, is it? Or maybe between blah 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 and blah blah blah.
Okay. You go through here. You can use, if there's one thing we can say about blah blah blah, that's a really good for you to start your speaking. I'm like, yeah, start your explanation, start answering question, or you can use it for giving an example. Like there's a common belief, it seems, with if there's one thing we can say about, you can use it for your, again, for opening your answer, or you can use it for giving your example. Okay, So like, do you try to alter, for example, for instance, by using this? Okay. And then between and, I think it's not really new for you. So you can also use between and to compare something, because in speaking part 3, you usually will find the question that needs you to compare between two things. So you can use between and. All
Oh,
right.
sorry. Would
Mhm.
you mind to repeat the first one between before between and? What is the useful
Expression.
expressions?
Okay, if there's one thing we can say about, for example, you have a question like,
Oh.
yeah, if, for example, you have a question like upbringing, and then you want to say like, if there's one thing we can say about upbringing, it is
Mm,
blah, blah, blah. Okay, you can use
okay.
that.
Like the first sentence before would like to describe about something.
Yeah, so I say that you can use it for
Mm,
providing your example, or you can
mm,
use it to open to your answer.
okay. Well, thank you.
Okay. Another thing you want to clarify?
Okay,
No?
I think enough.
Okay. Wait. Okay. Actually, I have like 4 slides for this activity, but I don't think that you have to do all, because we only 2 people here and it will be make you boring with this. So I just want to highlight or underline some expression that you might use. For example, here we have, let's start with the most obvious cause. Okay, it's really good as well in your speaking for giving example. Let's start with the most obvious cause. For example, like, oh, I think we have like several reasons behind this case or behind this issue. Let's start with the most obvious one. It is blah, blah, blah. Or you just like directly mention what is it. Okay. So remember, let's start with the most obvious cause, or let's start with the most significant reason. You can the most part, I mean like the part that you have to underline the most is let's start with the most blah, blah, blah. And then from this yellow box you can see according to. Okay, remember that you will like encounter some question that need you to explain the theory behind it or the reason behind it. So you can say, you can use it according to blah, blah, blah. You can use it. And then oh, if you it's also possible to use in your speaking, because sometimes the question is related to a future like prediction, or I call it hypothetical question, because you have to make a hypothesis for a statement, and you usually use if. Oh yeah, if, because it's like something in the future and you don't know exactly about it. So you can use if clause or if conditional clause, whatever people call it. I don't really know about the theory of um English, because I'm not majoring in English. But then yeah, you know about if conditional, right? That's for something that in the future that you don't know exactly whether it is happen or not. And then you also have say. So say is a bit informal way to provide as an expression to giving example, like say when you want to, for example, if you want to, so that's they have same meaning, say and for example, for instance, but then say here you can use it only for informal speaking. But if you think like you want to make your speaking a bit casual, you can use it. It's not necessary it is good or not in your speaking for IELTS, but Like if you want to make it more colorful and casual, you can use it. And then how to wrap up your answer or your explanation, you can say like just the result, as the result, as a conclusion, or I want to wrap it, if I have to wrap it into one sentence, it should be like this. You can use that because in speaking poetry, I don't know if you ever heard about this from other partner here, but one of the strategy to answer the question for speaking part 3 is like you have to try to make a conclusion in the last statement as the last statement in your speaking, if you have a chance to make it. Okay,
Yes.
so if you have a chance to make a conclusion, you can use for the result as the result. Consequently, I can wrap it into blah blah blah. All right. Now we don't have to do that. Okay. So now let's speak. But before that, if you have question, before I jump into some question for speaking part 1, let me know, please.
I have questions that related to part 3. Part 3,
Okay.
yes, question, yeah, part 3. So I'm wondering like what is the certain times or minutes that we should spend for the speaking part 3? Because yes, I still not too sure even it is 1 or 2 minutes or maybe more than 2 minutes. Is it okay?
Okay. So for speaking part 2, we don't have like exact rule how many times you have to spend, but you have to bear in mind that long answer is potential to bring out more mistakes, right?
Mistakes.
Yeah, like
Oh.
it's not like if you give long answer and then you make a mistake. No, but the possibility, the potential mistakes, yeah, the potential mistake if you give like longer answer more than the shorter answer, right? But then
So ideally,
ideally it's 1 minute, or you can like provide 5 sentences, or you can use like a template, like answer the question and then giving elaborated into 2 or 3 sentences, or you can like directly give example and then you have the conclusion after that. So that's help you to manage your answer for speaking
Okay.
poetry. Okay, another question, Siti?
No, Kak.
Okay, so I think I already remember who is Siti Aiza. Oh, right. It just like come to my mind. Oh, this one. I try to recall my memory about you, and finally.
Anyway, Mbak Rizky, this is the first time that I joined.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I'm quite not curious, but want to know about you. Would you mind to give
Okay.
your short introduction? Okay.
So as you see, my name is Rizky Purnamawati. That's not important at all. Okay.
Oh,
You can go,
yeah,
you can call me Kiki, and
Kiki.
I'm currently studying in Teachers College, Columbia University for Science Education, pursuing my master degree. It's already like 7 months here, but I'm still new to some part of New York, of course, because it's a big city and a very crowded city. So now I'm living in New York City. And I was a teacher in East Nusa Tenggara for like 3 years before I applied for LPDP. I actually have to start my study in 2022 fall, but then because of this almighty COVID, I have to postpone and I have to defer to this fall 2021. So I will be graduated in May 2023, but I'm planning to make it faster, but hopefully,
Mm.
hopefully I can make it. Yeah. So
Oh.
that's about me.
Oh,
Oh,
so right now you are
cool.
in New York.
Yeah. Currently I'm
Ah,
in New York.
yes. You are so lucky because we are in Japan, can't landing right now, still in Indonesia. So I have joined 1 year full in Indonesia. Yes.
Some of my friends they do that due to
Mm,
this COVID.
mm,
And I have yeah, from my LPDP batch, I have one friend that currently also pursuing master for yeah, for biology. For
mm.
biology, yeah, but she's still joining the class. She's still joining the class from Kupang.
From Kupang.
Yeah.
Yes, to Japan also.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So you
Mhm.
right now you are in second semester.
Yeah, it is my second semester. If you want
Oh,
to like know what the second semester, I will tell you better. Like it's very, 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 very exhausted.
it's hosted. Sure. Okay.
Um,
I want to ask you about where do you live? I mean, I know it's in New York, but a I thought
oh,
that there is Queens, there is where is
oh,
it? I
yeah.
don't
You
know.
know a lot about
Mhm.
New York already. I live in Broadway, not in the city center, but it's like
Mhm.
if you can find through the map or the website, you can try to like Google 333 Broadway and you can see my big apartment, a very
All
huge
right.
apartment. Okay, so it's near to the campus. It's only
Mhm.
like 10 blocks from campus. So I
Mm.
usually walk to campus.
Oh.
Okay.
So
Oh,
your dormitory is quite close to the campus. It's good.
not really close. People usually like take subway. My friends take subway to school,
Okay.
but I prefer to walk because you spend a lot of time sitting in front of your computer, so you don't have like sufficient time for exercise. That is why I chose to like
Mm.
walk. So it's like win-win solution. I do exercise and, and then I go to the campus.
Mm. Mm. So you are a teacher, science teacher,
Yeah,
right?
I'm a biology teacher. Same with Cynthia.
Biology.
Yeah.
So so you was from biology educations in bachelor's degree?
Yeah, for my undergraduate, I took biology education and I teach biology for 3 years, sometimes helps in math and also sometimes help in entrepreneur. But
Oh,
now I'm pursuing science education.
oh yes. Because in Japan,
Mhm.
sometimes it's quite difficult to find like chemistry education, biology education. But in America, I think like they provide this major, right? So what university do you know?
Uh,
Your
it's
university name?
it's it's Teachers College, Columbia University.
Oh, Columbia University Teachers College.
Yeah.
Oh, the IELTS must be 7 or more, I
Sorry,
think.
say it again.
I
It's
think in
seven. It's
Colombia
seven minimum
yeah,
requirements.
minimum
Oh yeah,
requirement for IELTS must be 7.
seven.
Is it right?
It's seven, but I have a strategy. Okay, so if you guys want to like, but Karate already pursuing your master, right? So you don't have to like worry about your IELTS score, I think.
Um, for doctoral,
Oh
I
yeah.
think.
Oh
But
gosh.
if you want to make it like seven, I have a strategy. So you have to like
Hmm.
make your reading and listening higher.
Hmm.
So it's like complete for the speaking and writing.
I have the inverse score, like my reading and listening, why it's so bad, but my speaking, it is good enough. I don't know. But I think like listening and reading, surely if we are doing like deliberate practice, we can enhance our score.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I did.
Mm, yes, just need much more effort and time, I think, like
Yeah,
much more passion.
you know what? Even though I'm currently here, like live in this New York City and have like some friends as a native speaker, it's still
Mm.
hard for me to like engage with them in terms of like discussion, because you know the way this I'm like the way we speak for IELTS is different to the way we speak in a daily conversation.
Oh.
They
Mhm.
usually use like slang, and they usually use expression. And when you speak to some friends that, what we call it, I'm sorry to say, but like people with color, they usually like speak faster and with a
Mm,
gesture, and it's sometimes hard for me to catch what
mm.
are they saying.
Oh,
That's another challenge here.
Oh my God.
but
Because we think you
in
have to
your
maintain
academic, how about your academic? I think it must be formal, like
formal.
in
Not
campus. In
really.
campus,
Not really. Oh my God.
not
Here,
really.
yeah.
Oh
Like
my god. Oh,
I I could say that you will find, or you can include it into casual class. So you can like sit whatever you want, do whatever you want, but you have to like join the discussion.
mm,
So I mean, like
mm.
it's free, but with responsible. Like you you take a responsible as a student,
Mm.
but you can do whatever in the class, like sitting, yeah, like sitting or eating or drinking or chatting or sitting in the table, whatever. Like they are free. They
Right.
are, yeah, they are free to speak, they are free to behave, but still, let's say, responsible to whatever they do.
Mm. Like they should submit the essay if the professor asks at the time, like not like that.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And then Siti, I will tell you about Teachers College after this class. You can chat me and I will tell you, like, it is a crazy campus ever.
Oh, but it is Columbia.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like my one of my professors said, like, okay, you choose Columbia, so Columbia need a high, I mean, like, has a high demand to their student.
Mm.
So they don't
Mm.
want to you graduate only with a certificate. You have to graduate with something.
Yes.
Something is really big.
Yes. Yes. They don't like to consider about GPA, but about your skills. I think America kind of that points.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Only that. Sorry, it's too much.
It's okay. It's
Too much
okay.
question. Okay. Thank
You
you.
already practice your speaking.
Not yet. Oh my god.
Okay, so for this time we have speaking part one, and as you know, speaking part one, you just have to like answer in a short answer, but not too short, but not too long as well. So it's like 3 sentences if you can maintain in the 3 sentences, or you can use the same template for speaking part three. But the difference is speaking part one, you have to consider that this topic is about you. So you can bring your personal perspective over the question. Okay. So only that the different from speaking part one to speaking part three. Because in speaking part three, you will not use I as a center of the perspective, but you are a represent of other people or general people. So that's the difference. Okay, Siti, I will go first with you.
Okay, Kak.
Okay. Okay, so our topic today is about opinion. When should children have their own opinions?
Sorry, Kak, what is it? Your voice is laggy.
Oh, sorry. When should children have their own opinions?
Okay. Um, well, technically, it could be debatable to decide whether the child could give an opinion based on the age or based on the maturity that usually can be measured using the emotional intelligence.
Okay.
And that's all. I don't know how to
Okay.
continue the sentence.
Okay, good. That's good. I'm like, that's really good for your speaking part one. You provided some advanced vocabulary already for your speaking part one, which is really good. I think you can aim more than 6.
I hope.
Okay, but be careful with your ed sounds, like can measure how, like I just practice the sound with my tutor. Oh, I'm currently joining a class for speaking. Yeah, because I want to like improve my speaking as well. So my tutor said that there's three different way to identify uh your ed sound, your ed sound. You got what I mean, right? Ed sound, like measured with ed, which the first is T sound, the second is D sound, and the third sound is ED sound. I will tell you later about that. Maybe I can put it into another. I'm like, if we have like next meeting, I will try to provide you with that. Okay, but excellent answer. The nose is
Thank you.
already like, be careful with the ED sound. Okay. Karate.
Yes.
Okay, so what are the benefits when children have their own opinions?
Hmm. It's an interesting question. The first is they could elaborate their brainful idea. For example, like they could express things that like to know and that like to share to the people. For example, talk about like is and they could share their imagination to all people.
Sorry, can you repeat it again for the last part only? Because your voice is cracking.
Oh, what is that? Oh, they can yes. For example, like in about I don't really remember.
Okay, it's okay. Because your connection, maybe sometimes your voice is breaking, so I couldn't hear you clearly.
Yes.
But the first time, remember that your first impression is really affected. Sorry, it's really affecting. Oh my god, affecting. Yeah, the examiners um thought about you. So I have a note here where you say like, that's an interesting questions. But you have the S sound after questions. Make sure that when you say like an interesting, So it's a like question without S sound. So be careful. S sounds is also, I said before that S sounds is also affecting, and then yeah, potentially can lower
Mm,
your score.
Also, we should directly answer that to.
You're freezing.
Oh, sorry. Did you mean we should directly answer?
No, 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 no. It's good when you say like that's an interesting question, but that's an interesting question different to that is an interesting questions, because you put s after question. That makes like it's not correct when you say an interesting with questions with s.
Oh.
You have the s sound.
Oh, okay. With S sound. Okay. I
And
noticed it.
then I remember one of the tutors said that, okay, be careful. You don't have to like use that as an interesting question. That's a nice question. Let me think. If you consider yourself, you can you can directly answer the question. Okay, so it's preferable if you directly answer the question instead of using an expression like that. Like they said, it's like too templating. Terlalu tipikal jawaban IELTS, like it's a template, terlalu templating lah.
Oh.
Yeah, if you want to like use another expression, it's okay, but like that's an interesting question, let me think for a while, that's really kind of IELTS things, so you make it unnatural.
Yes, it is kind of tic tac. Oh no, like delay tactic.
Oh my god.
like to think the main answer. It's the
Yes.
main idea.
Yeah, so sorry, but sometimes your voice makes you, I don't really get what you.
Yes, today's the connection not too bad, not too good. I mean.
Okay, so sorry for that, but okay, we'll continue to the next question. Mhm. Okay, Siti.
Okay, Kak.
Okay, what are the responsibilities of teachers to help children develop their ideas or opinions?
All right, that's a hard question, but let me try to answer. The responsibility of teachers is to guide the students based on their needs to build a good opinion, a good argument, so that it could be a concise arguments and a strong arguments. I guess that's the answers.
Okay, so that's it.
That's it.
Okay, okay, so I'm confused because like you don't make that Indonesian to like make it slower and lower, so I can like indicate it as the final sentence. Remember that Indonesian is real, it's also important for your speaking, so people, not people but the interviewer can realize, or like what, like they realize that you're already there in your last statement, so be careful about the intonation. And another thing is like when you say it's a hard question, is it okay? I mean, like it's okay if you want to use that, but it's a tough question is more common. Like it's a tough question. If you want to use like hard, you can say like, oh, it's hard to answer. But if you want to like, it's a hard question, I think it's better for you to say like it's a tough question instead of it's a hard question, because like hard usually related to something that hard. Like hard as a question. A question is not hard. Question is tough. You
Mhm.
got my point, right?
Okay.
Okay. But when you want to use a hard, you can say like it's hard to answer. That is tough to answer. Okay, so it's related to the context. Oh,
Okay,
right.
Kak.
Mhm. Karate again. Do you think children are taught to have the same oh, right. Where is karate? Okay, so Siti, I will go with you again. Okay, sorry, Siti. I go to karate again. Okay.
Okay, Kak.
Karate, can you hear me? Oh, I don't think so. Okay, Siti, so I can go with you.
Okay, Kak.
Okay. Sorry to push you go and take you back.
It's okay, Kak. It's okay.
Okay, so do you think children are taught to have the same opinions as their parents?
All right. My answer for that question is that children should not have the same answer for as their parents did, because children has their own thought, their own opinions, and but it could be considered that they are not maturely thinking about sorry what I'm to say, they are not mature enough to think about their self, so it could we can help them to how uh how to think correctly, maybe.
Oh, okay, got your point. So you did you mean like we can help them to fix their statement or argument, something like that?
No, I mean like we can challenge their opinion. Like maybe you are not agreeing on the parents, and the parents could like answering, "Are you sure with your opinion? Blah blah blah. Because this blah blah blah. The evidence said blah blah blah."
All right, okay. Okay, got it. So,
Yeah, the definition of children is, I don't know, Kak. Is it a children? Is it under 17?
okay. So if you are not sure about children ages, you can
Mhm.
like make it like you can define it by yourself, but you have to let the examiner know. Like for example, I'm not sure how we define the children based on their age, but if it's about children that under 17, okay, so you put the context there, so the examiner know this is sorry, the terms children refers to who based on your perspective. Okay,
Mhm.
so for before you elaborating your answer, you just have to like make sure that you and the examiner are in the same page with the definition of children. Okay.
Okay, so actually, I on my last test, I want to share about the topics.
Mhm.
The examiner asked me about the cafe, cafe, and I don't,
Ah,
I can't differentiate between cafe,
mhm.
and restaurant. So I'm like, what is it cafe? I mean, like, how to define that cafe? And yeah, I'm just like talking without no ideas. So whatever
Okay.
coming to my mind, I just pick it out.
Okay. So the case, if you have like case like that, you have to make sure you have to explain your thought to the examiner. So you give your context. For example, like, oh, I'm not really sure which one do you mean by mentioning cafe here? But if it's about the restaurant that sell, for example, coffee or only a snacks, it should be like this, for example, like that. So you have a chance to make your own definition over something that you are not really clear with.
Mhm.
But you have to make sure you put it in a fancy way so the examiner can relate which definition or concern that you put in your answer.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, and about this question, um, I don't, I want to, you guys know that there's no false or right answer for IELTS, but you have to make sure if the question is about like, not about, but start with, for example, here, do you think, so here we have like, do, you better not to directly answer by should, okay? Because they
Oh,
will make a
okay.
check there.
Mhm.
Okay. You can say like, I don't think so, or you can say like, unnecessary to have the same question, same opinion with their family, but you have to make sure if the question is using do, you better not to answer by directly put should for the first sentence, because it's not what a good pair to do question. Okay, you got a
Okay.
point, right? Okay.
Okay.
And then I also noticed when you say like it could be considered, again, sometimes the ed sounds makes you sounds what sounds a bit improper using ed sounds there. So I noticed that you say it could be considered without ed sound considered. So that's why it could be another potential check from your examiner. Okay, so
Mhm.
again, it's about your ed sound. Okay, but you have like a very good vocabulary, so I don't think that you will have a big issue with your speaking. All right.
Oh,
I
Rati
just
is
want to
leaving.
call her name and she lives. Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't know where is Rati, Kak?
Yeah, I want to call her like
Uh-huh.
just in time when she left.
All
You know
right.
what? Maybe the connection, but it's okay. We can like continue to other slide that I have here. Oh my God. You know what? I just spent like 6 months here, and this is my 7th month being in
Mm-hmm.
New York City, but I already
Yeah.
get blind.
What? Blind of what?
Blind of everything. I couldn't like clearly see in my screen. Every day you spend a lot of time sitting in your computer doing your stuff. That is
Okay,
why
maybe you need new glasses.
I guess that's so expensive here. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah, I know.
You have to
I
make sure
know.
before you come here, you have to buy like pairs of glasses.
Mm.
So you don't
How
have to
many?
like go to, I don't know. I even didn't bring the
Is
glasses.
it not covered by the insurance or something? That
No, it's not covered.
oh my god.
Yeah. For your THT problem, you will never get it free here. All right. Okay, Karate, are you good now?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm kicked out again by the Zoom. Sorry, but yes, I think I hope it's better. I changed the Wi-Fi.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So we are already moving to another topic.
Mm.
So it's about science.
Uh,
Okay, so have you ever taken science
Science.
course?
Of course, yes. When a senior high school students, I took science major because I have kind of interest, particularly about chemistry. So yes, I consider to take the science course. I mean, like the natural science rather than the social science.
Okay, so still the problem is S sound when you say like a senior high school students. It should be student only when
Oh,
you put S there.
as yes, as
Okay.
some. Mm,
And then when you say like particularly about chemistry, you can omit the about there, directly go to the chemistry, particularly chemistry.
oh,
Yeah, because you like
particularly
already have
chemistry.
the sentence before, and you just want to like
Mm.
highlight the chemistry, you can omit about particularly
Mm.
chemistry.
Mm. Okay,
Okay,
particularly chemistry.
that's it. Remember, be careful with essence. I know it's hard because if you already like get used to it, it's a bit hard to maintain it
Mm.
in the
As sound.
yeah.
Yes. Oh my yes sound.
It's
Yes, yes,
okay.
okay.
Practice make perfect. People say that, and I agree. So by practicing, I think you can like manage it. Okay. Oh, you're freezing. Okay, Karati, I'm sorry I have to go to city again.
Oh my God, what's happened with Rati?
I think her connection is really bad.
Yeah, where she live, Kak?
Oh, I think we should have like proper
Next
introduction after
her.
this. I don't even know. Oh my God, sorry. Okay, so I will jump to another question. The next question is about still about science.
Mhm.
It's easy for you, I think. Okay, so is science important?
Well, science is important, really important, especially in this world, because science, because of science, we can benefit like the technology, the health care system, and whatever the invention in the world we are using right now is because of the science development. So yes, the in conclusion, science is very important.
Okay, so instead of saying like in conclusion, you can say because it's only a short explanation, and then you just provide like some sentences before the conclusion. You can say, yes, I can say that it is important.
Mhm. Okay.
And you make some repetition for this question. Sorry, yeah, for answering this question by saying like the question is already is science important, you better not to like answer by saying science is really important because you just repeat the question, right? And the
Mhm.
repetition in IELTS is a really big no.
Mhm.
So you can like just say is it, of course, definitely, without any doubt. Like you make
Mhm.
a really what uh I mean like you content with your answer, definitely, of course. You just have like some expressions that showing your belief that yeah it is yeah it is really important, very important. And then I also noticed you said like we can benefit the technology. um I'm not really clear with that. is it correct when you say we can benefit the technology? Do you think benefit is a verb?
No.
Sure. Benefit is not like benefit can be a verb when it's when the meaning is like enjoy. So if you say like we can benefit the technology, kita bisa tuh nikmatin teknologi. It can be correct for your answer, but in this context, I don't think that is proper when you, I'm like, it's not really correct. It's not that word. I don't think that we have, it's not really correct in English because we only have like incorrect and correct. Okay, so you got my point, right? When you said like we can benefit the technology, make sure that it is relate or still in the line with your previous sentence or not, because benefit, it can be verb as well, but the meaning is like enjoy. Usually people use benefit as a noun, so we can be beneficial or we can be benefit by, or it can be a benefit if you learn about science. For example, you can use the technology as the product of blah, blah, blah. Okay, so be careful, okay, about the word that you put in your answer.
Okay, Kak.
Okay. Kak Rati. I'm sorry for your connection because you maybe lost some information, but later on we have this conversation uploaded in our YouTube channel.
Oh,
You can
yes.
watch it later.
Yes.
Okay, so the next question for you is, did you have any science classes in elementary or high school?
Of course, yes. Both in elementary and high school, I took the science classes. First of all, it was in elementary. At the elementary, we have natural science, but not too advanced like chemistry, because yes, elementary students only learned about physics and biology. However, in the senior high school, we were going more advanced, learning chemistry, like the basic theory of atoms, particles, and it for now this insight is really helpful for me, particularly for my study in atmospheric chemistry.
Sorry, you are learning chemistry right now?
Yes.
Oh, and then you are an excellent person ever. How come
Yes.
you learn chemistry?
Oh my God.
My God, that's a really tough subject for me.
It would be depend on your, I think it would be depend on your high school chemistry students, high school chemistry teachers, I mean,
Yeah,
because
I believe that.
they yes, she or he will be very influenced your kind of interest in chemistry.
Of course, like teacher
Yes.
is affecting how the student viewing something.
Yes. That.
That's also happened to me. That is why I ended up in the biology.
Oh yes, in biology, right? Yes, it's commonly happen.
Okay.
I don't know. I sorry, miss. I still quite difficult to define whether my S is it mentioned or no. How to practice it?
As sounds is I don't know the specific strategy for that, but yeah, the crazy answer is like practice.
Practice.
Yeah, because I ever have that same not ever have, but ever had the same problem with S sounds. It is because when we speak in Indonesia, sometimes like S sounds, it sounds really fancy for our
Mm.
ear. Yeah, that is why we bring it also in our English. Uh,
Yes,
But
yes.
when you practice a lot, it can be. And you know what? My question, actually, I put in the slide. Um, my question about how a read aloud like affect your speaking. I put it on the slides, but I didn't show you before. It's really important for you to read aloud something, whatever the articles or
Mm.
books or a paragraph or a
Mm.
quote or whatever, because it also helps you to like be familiar
Mm.
with the sounds,
Mm.
even though it's only your sounds. Because when you practice by yourself, you make yourself correction, right? And you will be like get used into every single word that you find from that reading. And later on, like unconsciously, you just familiar with it in your speaking. So you don't have to like, okay, sounds, blah 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 blah. But by reading loud, by reading aloud again, you can be familiar with every sounds of every sound of um vocabs that we have it.
Yes, I will do it. Thank you very much, Kiki-san.
Yeah, and then my notes here for your answer. Oh, sorry, what happened?
Yes.
Okay. If you want to say like, but when I was in elementary school, the science class is not divided into, or is not separated into a specific subject. It's a
Mm.
unit. You can,
Mm.
I just want to like give you some alternative answer. And then
Mm.
you said like it's really, really, is it not in, I mean like it's I couldn't say that it's false or it's incorrect answer, but
Mm.
you better to avoid to use like really, really, very, very for IELTS,
Mm.
because they,
Oh, yes.
yeah, the examiners like put it as another check for making your
Mm.
score lower. If you use like really, really, very, very,
Mm.
you have to try to alter it into another
Mm.
another vocabulary word,
Like highly.
highly quiet, and then
Mm.
or like very significant,
Significantly.
or super massive,
Super.
severe,
With B.
super, super,
Super.
yeah, sure. P.
Mm.
Mhm,
Mm.
that's P, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Siti, last question.
All right.
Okay, so what kind of science do people usually study?
People usually study about general science, I guess. I mean, general science is like natural science, and it could be also social science. And yeah, can we agree to mention that another knowledge is also science, like maybe the philosophy, mathematics, and yeah, I mean every subject that teach in the um, school as a science. So yeah, that's all subject is usually learned by the people.
Okay. Um, remember, the question is, what kind of science do people usually study? And you answer the question by saying, people usually study blah, blah, blah. Okay, when you repeat the question part, even though only 50%, you are repeating. Okay, so be careful. Like you just have to like directly answer by, okay, it's general science. Or I think people usually tend to put their attention more in general science. So you have to try to alter the question instead of using the question as your opening for your answer,
Mhm.
because it's a repetition. And then I noticed that you saying, can we agree that you don't have to ask the examiner, because the examiner will never answer your question during your test. So if you want to try to attract the examiner, again, you can make your own context. So I don't think that people may agree with me, but I have a thought that science is actually all the subjects that we learn in school. So I consider math as a science, physics as a science, of course. You mentioned about sociology or what, physiology, anything,
Philosophy. Yes, I
anything.
understand.
Yeah. So remember, if you want to like convince your idea, you can make your own context, but you don't have to like try to get the examiner into your conversation. Like another things usually people do in speaking for IELTS is like, you know what, that's not allowed. Like you better not to do that. And then asking the examiner also, please try to avoid that. And then another things is, oh, I forgot. It's also important when you are in a speaking of IELTS. Um, oh yeah, the word our or us. If it's like not you and your examiner, you have to try to omit the us, or you try to like make it let's say you just have to like, what, not the god, but what the word, oh my god, I forgot the word. Like you don't have to use us or our in your answer, because you are, so the examiner is not your I mean like, examiner is not the part of your situation. So for example, like in my home, me and my family, you talk about it, you and your family, but suddenly you put the us or our there. So sorry, but the examiner is not included in we or our. So try to be careful in using our or us in your answer. If it's like general statement and everyone can be in this, yeah, sorry, in that context, so it's okay. But if it's about you and your family, or you and a specific kind of person, and then you bring out the our or us, it will be a mistake as well. So be careful.
Okay.
Okay, Karati, can you,
Hello, hello. Yes.
okay, okay, so we only have like for 15 minutes. I want you guys to practice with speaking part 2. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Okay, I think we can make it. Okay, Karate. Okay.
Hello, Kiki. Kiki
Okay.
san. Okay.
Can you look at my screen now?
It's still black screen.
Okay, Siti, can you see my
Yes,
screen?
I see it's part 2.
Yeah.
Maybe I will turn off my video to make it better.
Okay. So how about now?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, cool. Oh, wait.
I still can't see your screen, but yes, I will listen. I will listen.
All right. Okay, so we have a topic here about describing a performance you watched recently, but karate is not here, but it's okay. Okay, so Siti, do you know how to deal with this speaking part two, right? You have 1 minute to make note, and then after that you have 2 minutes to speak without hesitation and without interruption from me. So I will set a time here.
Oh wait,
Okay.
wait. I will take my pen.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay. So are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So you have speaking part two here about describing a performance you watched recently. You say about what it was and when you watch it, who you were with, and explain why you watch it. You have 1 minute to make note. You can start to make note now.
But Kiki, I have seen your screen.
Sorry?
I could see your screen right now.
Okay. Okay, Siti, your time is up. So you have to speak for 2 minutes. Start now.
Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I watched about a channel YouTube. I forgot the names, but it is about Asian comedy that perform in the stage, and he's he was talking about the Chinese New Year's celebration, and at that time I was alone in my bed because there's because my family is was going to work and I'm just staying alone. And I watched that because I don't know, it's maybe because of the algorithm of the YouTubes that find me, I'm bored. And recently I Google about the Chinese cultures to help my students to have their performance in a competition.
Okay. So you finish your answer?
Yeah.
Okay. So you only spend like 1 minute 40 seconds, which is really unrecommended.
Mm-hmm.
It's too short for your speaking part two because you have to like maintain to speak in long term, like 2 minutes at least.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have like what another plan, not another plan, but another thought at a time, so the examiner will give you a further question related to the topic. But I recommend you to try to have more longer, longer answer. The strategy is, if you want to make your answer longer, you can apply like what 5WH, 5W1H in Indonesia we say that. So even though the question here, like for example, the question is only what, when, who, why, but you can put how, and you can also put where there, which is in your answer. You already mentioned your house, your bed, and then why you watch it, but you haven't explained about your feeling, how. So you can put more information about that. I mean, like you can put that information as well if you want to make it, to extend your answer. Or another strategy is that you can make two performance. I mean, like you can mention two performance in your answer. For example, you in your note, you mentioned about the New Year celebration from YouTube, and you put another performance that you already watched as well. So if you already explained the first performance, but you still have time, do you think like, oh, I don't think that is already 2 minutes, you can start to mention another performance that you also watch recently. Like you have a backup, answer. You don't have to like put all them, like start with what, when, who, or why. You just have to like, oh, I also remember that I have another performance that I really like to watch recently, blah blah blah. Or you can like try to what use, what we call it, oh my god, future tense, by saying I will definitely watch it again because it's really interesting or fascinating. You can say whatever you want as the reason why you want to keep watching this what performance. Okay, so that's help you for your speaking part 2.
Okay, thank you, Kak, for the insight.
All right. Okay, Karati.
Yes.
Okay. So I have another topic for you.
Mhm.
I have 1 minute. You know how to work with this speaking part 2, right? I will give you 1 minute, and then you can start to make note about this exciting event you've had.
Mm,
You have 1 minute to make note now.
okay.
Okay, you can stop writing
Mm,
now, and then you can start to speak now for 2 minutes.
oh, I'm going to one of event. This kind of very fascinating exhibitions that I ever joined in my whole life. It had started in the Bangkok City Mall, located in Thailand. At the time, I had my research team and I had presented an innovations that relate to solar cell for bus, particularly for students, has been held in 2018. And at the time, I joined the competition because we have chosen as the representation from our university in order to introduce this into the world. And the very fascinating. Not only come to abroad in Thailand, so successfully get the gold medal from Romania at the time because of our students. They were very interesting with this innovation and would like to more and hopefully like could invest several of money to support our innovation. So I felt very over the moon at the time and in order to develop it, and we are right now working on this bus, and in the future I'd like to join with the local government to read in Medan City as my
Okay, I'm sorry, but your voice is not really clear, and some parts are breaking as well. It's okay. I still like get some points to give you as a feedback. Oh, anyway, City, before I have some, before I have some notes here, when you say like the names, it will be like the name only because it's a specific. Oh, you mentioned about a performance, so it will be the name, not the names with S sounds, and it's for City, huh? And then you select the stage, it will be like on the stage. On a ad, be careful with that. So on the stage, and then the good point that you made in your speaking is when you were saying there is, you try to do a self-correction before by saying was going, like that's good because you do a self-reflection. Reflection, self-correction.
Correct.
Okay. And then for Kak Rati, when you say like fascinating, you mentioned it twice, which is not a big deal. But remember, try to avoid like what we call fascination. You can say like fascinating, engaging, interesting, memorable, or really
memorable.
okay. And then you said like has been held. I think you better, okay, I think you better to use had been because it's about the past even, but if you want to like alter it, you can use was holding as well. But remember the context is what? The context is about something that already happened in the past. And then when you say right, right without age GH sounds, like it's not right, right, but it's right, right. So you omit the G and H. So it's like only,
Right.
yeah, only
Right.
3 letters. Yeah, right.
Okay. Right. Okay.
So welcome back, welcome back. Okay,
Yeah,
so
we
Siti and
finished
Rati,
our session.
wait. Siti and Rati, thank you for participating my not breakout room, my main session room. Okay,
All right.
so now we are with our